Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers. Our premium stroller and crib rentals are delivered straight to your Disney or Orlando area resort. It couldn't be easier. Book yours at kingdomstrollers.com. And Mouse Pros. Let our travel specialist plan your next vacation. Our concierge level service gives you the perfect hassle-free vacation. Get your free quote from Sean or any of our magical agents at mousepros.com. And now, it's show time!
Your attention, please. One show for you to see. One for you and everyone.
Oh, look at all the people. Pay attention, it's showtime.
I am always ready, as you say, to put on the show.
My goodness, you're all staring at us. We better start the show rolling.
Wait! We forgot to wake up the Glee Club.
Aloha. Come to the Tiki Room. Get your Expialidocious tickets right here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Enchanted Tiki Talk. Not sure on the show number this week, but I'll know it next week, so don't worry about it.
It's the show number right after the one you just listened to and right before the one you haven't heard yet.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is, right? So Keith isn't here again this week. He's not able to make it. So Keith, what happened to Keith was that he was in the chef's office and he was cutting his fingernails, and his fingernails got into the food, and he got in trouble, and so he's a little mad. So we gave him the day off. It's kind of gross, but
yeah, I don't even know where to go after that. I guess at least it wasn't his toenails.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. So one of the things I wanted to talk about this week was Instagram and Twitter are such a big part of people's lives, and you know, people believe everything they see or hear when it comes to social media. But one of the things that you can believe when you see it is the Instagrammable pictures that you see when it comes to snacks in Disney World. And I know that I think last week we had seen one where it was like the fudge brownie ice cream sandwich or something like that. Or do you remember that one?
Is that the one on Main Street?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could remember where.
Yeah, I don't remember what that was, but like sometimes like you see these things and you know, it just, when you hear about it, like you said, oh, it sounds good, but sometimes when you see the picture, it's just like, yeah, you know what, that looks like way too much going on there. I think I'm just gonna skip that.
Yeah, I can see that. Like some of the Arendelle stuff that they just recently come out.
Oh right, yes.
I mean, some of that stuff, just the different flavors, and there was one that was just recently, I can't remember what it was. It might be something with food and wine, but it was just, it had so many different things thrown into it, and I'm like, it's probably good or else they wouldn't be selling it, but it just, right, to me, sounds like there's just way too much in it. And yeah, it's one of those things where when you get it in your head, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's not going to be good. I don't care, you know, if it's the best thing I've ever put in my mouth. I've already, you know, made up my mind it's not going to be good. So
right. Now, did you see, I don't know if it's still available, I know it was available for a while, the Hey Hey cones that were...
Yes.
I actually really liked how it looked. It was the, I guess it was the Dole Whip on the bottom, and then it was the, it was like a pinkish purplish color, and then it had these like chocolate eyes, and then it had like this gummy on the top, so it made it look like Hey Hey. I thought it was really neat and interesting. It might have been something that I might have tried. I would try if I was over there, but it was pretty neat.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, you know, them put stuff together like that, and then it's interesting to see these people trying to take pictures of it, and it's Florida, and soft serve ice cream doesn't hold up too well, so right, it never really comes across. The same way with when they did the Stitch cone, and there was one, I think this was actually in the Magic Kingdom. It was a different type of Dole Whip or something, I can't remember, but yeah, you just end up with this blob that they're taking pictures of, and I'm like, that really doesn't do much for me. You could have just put the description, and it would have been better than posting a picture behind it.
Right, exactly. One of my favorite ones that I did see, and I've never seen it in person, was the Lotus Blossom Chinese cotton candy. And I saw videos of them doing it. I don't know if you ever saw that one, but it had all the different colors and it made it look like a flower. I thought that was really impressive.
There is some other videos I've seen where they will make different designs and shapes and stuff.
Oh, really?
It's mind-blowing to see what these guys are doing with cotton candy. And then you think about how much cotton candy is actually in that thing.
Right, yeah.
And I can't imagine someone. Obviously, you're not eating it all at once, or else, you're puking your guts out. But
yeah,
that's a lot of cotton candy that you either have to carry around or try and eat or share or whatever. But they're definitely cool looking at. But I don't know. I couldn't see myself trying to eat that much cotton candy.
No, I mean, I like it from time to time to try it and just have a little bit, especially if my kids have it. If it's there, I'll eat it, but it's not something I would ever walk over and get.
And then all the sticky hands you're going to have.
I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's cool to look at, but I don't know if I'd ever get one.
No, because if you've ever eaten with me, it's especially like when it comes down to wings, I'll eat it with just 2 fingers. I hate having my fingers dirty, sticky, or anything like that. So my kids, you have kids, they're eating cotton candy. It's all over their hands, and they're licking their whole hand. It's like, oh my God, that's disgusting. Just use 2 fingers.
I was gonna say that's the same what my kids are with the candy apples.
Right.
They want to keep them on the stick, which obviously we get the smaller ones that don't have all the Mickey ears and everything on it, so it's just the apple itself. But yeah, I mean, they end up with it all over their face and their hands, and it's just it's a nightmare trying to get them to eat something like that. And my wife will tell you, I'm one of those where, like, if I'm eating a burger, I just want to eat a burger. I don't want, when I bite into it, I don't want stuff coming out and all over my hands.
Right, I'm the same way, yeah.
It's weird things like that. It just drives me nuts. But yeah, I don't want all that extra, schmutz and stuff. No, just give me a burger and I'll be good. I don't need all of the extra stuff with it.
Yeah, and I have a hard time if you ever get a burger and you ever go somewhere and they wrap it, and I have a hard time eating it in that wrap, usually the wax paper.
Yeah.
And they give it to you, so you're supposed to eat it in the wax. I can't do it. I just can't. I have a hard time.
I can start with it in that paper, and I'll take a couple bites, and then about the time I get to where I have to start trying to fold the paper back, I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna open it up. I'm not gonna fight this thing.
No, but it's just funny just think about it, because you always see, you spend time on Twitter and Instagram, you see so many people posting these pictures, and you're like, some of them are just so amazing, and especially with the things that they designs that they do with the apples. There's so many things out there. There's an Olaf one and Mickey one, and there's just too much sugar on those things, but they're amazing to look at.
I tell you the one thing that always gets me, and I'll eat popcorn, but I'm not a huge popcorn fan. But some of the pictures they have of these popcorn buckets.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but just seeing it, I'm like, God, that looks really good. And I don't like popcorn. Why does that look so good to me? So, and it's not, I don't want to collect the bucket because I care less about the bucket. Well, some of the buckets are cool, but
yeah, some of them are.
But just seeing the popcorn, like, man, that looks good. And then you get there, and half the time it's stale because it's been in the thing forever or whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, popcorn is the big thing that I've seen that seems to photograph really well. A lot of the stuff at Food and Wine, it looks good, but and granted, yes, it's because they're trying to get you through the line and everything, and it's not well put together, whatever. It doesn't really look as good or as it sounds to me.
No, I know. A lot of times it doesn't. All right, so why don't we take a little break here and let's throw it over to Steve for the news. Steve, go ahead.
Hi, Steve from Disney Diary here. This is What's News. The big news of the week is the Disney Skyliner malfunction, which left guests stranded on the Epcot line for up to 3 hours. Disney said it's investigating what caused the shutdown, and for now, the Skyliner is closed. The problem started a little bit after 8 p.m. on October 5th, stranding people up in the air, in some cases 60 feet. Only one gondola with 6 people was evacuated by the Reedy Creek Fire Department. One of the people in the gondola requested medical assistance and was taken to the hospital. They were later released. No further information was available. We know that 2 more people were taken to the hospital that night, but we do not know if it was related to that malfunction. The incident sparked renewed debate among Disney fans as to the safety concerns and whether such a mode of transportation is something that should exist at Disney World. Disney has been mum as the investigation continues. The current gelato cart at the Italy Pavilion in Epcot will soon be replaced by a gelato kiosk. The new location will be operated by the Pantina Restaurant Group, which operates Tutto Italia and the Via Napoli Restaurant e Pizzeria in the Italy Pavilion. The kiosk will offer 12 different varieties of gelato and sorbet, including some gluten-free and plant-based flavors. No date has been announced on the change. And how else is one to celebrate the 30th anniversary of The Little Mermaid than having a special dinner at the Coral Reef Restaurant in Epcot?
Les poissons, how I love les poissons!
The limited time menu will include things like the Dinglehopper Shrimp Cocktail, King Triton's Key Lime Tart, and Chef Louis' Lobster Seafood Boil. Now, we know Sebastian was a crab, but serving lobster seems a bit, well, you know, at least it appears flounder safe. In addition to the dinner, you'll also be able to take home a commemorative menu while supplies last. This limited time menu will be available starting October 19th.
Cause it's gonna be hot in my big silver pot. Tout de nuit, mon poisson, au revoir.
The new Enchanted Rose Lounge at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort at Disney World is open, and it lives up to its name. It is enchanting. The enlarged and newly reimagined area replaces Misner's Lounge, which was one of my favorite places to go to, stop for a drink, a little bite to eat. When Disney announced that it would replace Misner's with a Belle and the Beast themed lounge, I was a bit concerned that it would feel a bit out of place, especially since this is an adult venue. Misner's felt like an old-style jazz club, tucked as it was behind the bandstand, but it had very limited number of seats. The new lounge is much larger, and I'm happy to say the Beauty and the Beast shout-outs are very subtle. The French provincial colors evoke the live-action movie, and its central chandelier is a shout-out to Belle's ball gown. The limited menu available from 5 to 10 p.m., and the drinks are great, but remember, this is located in a deluxe resort, and it comes with deluxe prices. Finally, once again, I want to leave everyone with some sounds of the Disney World Halloween season. The Cadaver Dance.
Hey! What kind of ghost haunts a hen house? What kind? A poultrygeist. Hey! What? What kind of pants does a ghost wear? What kind? Blue jeans.
Please visit us at DisneyDiary.com for the latest news. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Disney Diary. Now, back to the Tiki Hut.
We are back from break. I want to thank Steve for the news this week. Steve, thank you once again for bringing us some delicious news, I guess. So this week, we're just going to do a little mishmash of this and that and his and hers and whatever happens. One of the things that we don't really ever talk about, but I guess this past week, there's some sources saying that the NBA experience at Disney Springs has been very lackluster. According to a report, there's Disney cast members now being allowed in for free because nobody is going there. Not surprised at all, because honestly, I don't know of anybody who's ever gone, but it's just like the least interesting thing that I would ever even bother to go and see this place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people, and granted it's at Springs, so it's going to kind of open it up to some of the locals and stuff, but I don't know how many people go on vacation and want to go play basketball. And I'm just kind of thinking back at, like, you know, when you stay in Fort Wilderness or some of the other resorts, they've got basketball courts, and how often do you see them used?
Right.
So why is someone going to go pay extra money to go in this place and shoot basketball or whatever else, do some of the drills and stuff that you do, the pros do or whatever? It just, to me, it seems like someone either grossly missed the mark on this whole thing or just did not do their homework when they thought this would be a good idea to bring it in.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess because I guess maybe they were the only ones that were willing to pay money or a good chunk of money to offset the cost of Disney building a new building. So maybe that's the reason why they went with it. But I think it more had to do with ESPN's rights and ABC's rights to have NBA games. I think that's more so of what it worked. It was, one hand helping out the other hand. But it's just people I know that just have no interest in going. It's I think it's just a smaller market of people who would be interested. 8 to 13-year-old boys and maybe girls who would want to do it, as opposed to doing football. Football probably would have been the best choice. Baseball probably the second best choice, and then hockey probably. It all depends, but I think you throw all your eggs in one basket, focusing on the NBA. It's just not enough interest for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that this building could have been used for something, a lot better. Revamp the whole Disney Quest idea or whatever. It just, to me, it seems like that they're going to be right back to the planning phase fairly quickly with this one. I don't even know if cutting ticket prices would bring enough people in to justify keeping the building open. So
right,
especially if they're giving away free access for cast members, they're obviously, I don't know if they're just trying to drive up the numbers of the people who walk through the door, or what that whole thing is doing. Maybe word of mouth. If the cast members use it, they're going to talk it up or something like that. But it just seems like this one never really got off the ground, and they just don't know what to do with it.
Right. And the other thing would be, maybe they're going to. Maybe the best thing would be to give annual pass holders, no matter what category they are. I don't know if there's like 8 or 12 experiences or something like that. Maybe you, with an annual pass, you get access to half of those experiences. You could pick and choose between the 6. If you want to buy the other ones, you pay another additional $19.99 or whatever it is. Maybe that's where they need to go next to try to get some guests in there.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's coming from someone who's never been on the inside. I don't know if it's something where it's set up to keep you from, if they're sectioned off. If you say, I'm only going to do 2 events or whatever, if you have to go do them and then come back to the desk, or if there's some way they can differentiate between someone who's used up their 2 events and hasn't paid for an additional one or whatever.
Right.
I mean, that would be an interesting approach to it, or thought about it. I don't know. I'm at a loss for this one. When they first announced what it was, I didn't see it being a huge success or a huge hit. I knew it wasn't something that would appeal to me, so I don't know. I'm going to kind of wait and see what they do to either one, draw in, change something up to draw in some more people, lower ticket prices or whatever they need to do, or just change the whole thing altogether.
Yeah. Another thing we can talk about it was there was a survey in the last few weeks that have gone out for tickets for Disney, and there was in one of them was I think there were 3 or 4 options, and option 1 was that would you be interested in including park hopping for free if you purchase 4 days or more? The other option was that would you be interested in purchasing a ticket of 4 days or more if you got an additional 2 days free? And the other option was, would you be interested in a park ticket if you got it discounted if you can get in after 12 o'clock. And of course that option has now been happening until like December 10th or something like that, or around there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting to see that survey at 4 days. So twice on that, you're seeing that they want to give you additional benefits after 4 days. So maybe after 4 days, you have the option of adding 2 free days or getting park hopper. So if 4 days is that magical number, does that mean that the average guest is only doing 3 days in the park? That's interesting to think about.
Yeah, that is interesting. You would think with 4 parks that I mean, you would think they would logistically be trying to do maybe a park a day, and 3 parks you're having to basically sacrifice not going to one of the parks. I mean, I guess with a 3-day, if you do a park hopper, you can, make that happen. But yeah, it is interesting. And the thing that gets me is a lot of these are benefits or options that they used to offer and have, gone the way of the dinosaur, and right now they're starting to bring them back. So either someone's realizing we need to do something to offset the expense of the tickets that we keep increasing, or I don't know. I think a lot of it does do. It has to obviously come back to, people aren't coming in through the gates as much as they were, so we've got to come up with some other ideas to try and get them in.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. Disney's doing so many, adding so many attractions that aren't opening or not opening for several years. You wonder if people are just waiting for that to happen, or maybe it is they are hitting that tipping point of it's getting too expensive. And then as far as like Galaxy Edge goes, maybe a lot of people just decided to wait until that second attraction is open, and they just didn't want to go there to ride that one attraction when they know come December the other one's going to open. So it's hard to figure out what their idea, their motives are for certain things.
Yeah, but I mean, even in California with Galaxy's Edge, it had the huge rush the first day, and everybody's expecting, it's going to keep building, and it never actually happened. So I don't know, something's going on somewhere where there's a disconnect, and people aren't as interested as everybody was thinking they were going to be. Maybe it is they're waiting for that second attraction to open up, and they can actually see the park or the land in its entirety. But it just doesn't seem to be hitting on whatever it was they were banking on it to bring in.
I mean, I could tell you that a lot of travel agencies, their numbers are down this past year. So I mean, you gotta wonder, is it the price that's finally catching up? Because I mean, we've noticed with Sharon and I, we've noticed that people have deducted, where people used to go a week, it went from a week down to 7 days, to 6 days to 5 days, and now you're in like the 4 or 5 day territory of people staying in Disney World. So it's got to be a price thing.
I know for me personally, price is a huge thing. I had mentioned this to you that being the Disney Visa holder, I had gotten an offer for Riviera, where it was just opening up. They were offering card holders 40% off the room. So I was like, maybe this is a way, I could take my family down for maybe a long weekend, and we can stay at a resort we normally wouldn't stay at. Well, even with 40% off, a studio was still $500 a night.
Gosh, that's crazy.
So, I mean, now granted, my wife is a teacher, and the only time that fit into the window you had to order was right around Christmas time.
Right.
So yes, they're going to be inflated somewhat there. But still, I mean, 40% off and the room is still $500 a night. That's insane. So
yeah,
a quick 3-day trip that I was thinking about quickly turned into $4,000, and sorry, that's not happening.
Yeah, no way.
So
yeah,
but yes, they're definitely. I think they're seeing that a certain, I guess you'll say, a certain group is not showing up in the parks as much as they used to, and I think they're trying to find ways to entice them to come back.
Right. Could be. The next thing is a rumor that I don't know if you've heard about it. Is I guess you know the 25th anniversary of Walt Disney World. They decorated Cinderella's castle as a cake. Now the rumor going around right now is that they're going to paint it rose gold. I don't believe that that's gonna happen. That's just my thoughts. You never know. Would it offend me? No, it's not. I mean, it's only going to be there for a year. I really wish I would have gotten to be able to see the cake, the castle as a cake. A lot of people said it was terrible to see that. I probably would have loved it. I would have enjoyed seeing it like that because something different. It's not going to be there forever.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool to see. I don't know how it would have felt if that had been my first trip there, and you walk up expecting to see the castle, and you get this Pepto-Bismol pink monstrosity thing. But just to say, yeah, I did see it, and it was cool for what it was. As far as the castle, I don't think it's going to be painted rose gold. Maybe if they do some type of like accents, kind of like they did Sleeping Beauty Castle for the 50th, where they added, I think it was like silver and diamonds and some of the trim and stuff like that. I think it would be more along those lines, but who knows? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the whole castle was in rose gold or whatever the popular thing is at that point in time. If they paint it all purple and you've got another purple wall for selfies, I mean, who knows what they're going to come up with. I think we're a little too far out right now to be trying to speculate. I mean, it's always fun to do that, but it's going to, popularity and fashions and stuff are going to change multiple times between now and then. So I don't know if we really would be able to nail anything down now and it still be correct in a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know. It is. I'll be okay with it if it happens. At least I think I will be until I see it. But it's fine. The next rumor over at the Magic Kingdom is Tomorrowland and the spot for Stitch's Great Escape. There's a rumor that a Wreck-It Ralph attraction might be coming there, but it's going to be virtual reality based, using VR, some sort of VR gear. Don't know much more beyond that, but that's a rumor. I hope that's not true because I don't like VR. It gets me very sick. So let's do something else.
That whole area there just poses a huge question because you can't really change the design, the footprint or anything. It's kind of, quote unquote landlocked in there. So their hands are tied on what they can do. As cool as it would be to see something Wreck-It Ralph based, it would fit even worse in that area than what Monsters does.
Right.
So, if you want to bring something Wreck-It Ralph, go put it in studios or something and find something else for that area. So, yes, something needs to be done so it can be used year round and not just, seasonally. But I don't think Wreck-It Ralph is the answer.
I don't think so either. I think it was good. I think they missed an opportunity to do something different with that. Like they could have done something with the Tomorrowland Speedway. I think that would have been their best opportunity for something Wreck-It Ralph, and they missed that. So I don't think anything better than I think anything else like that. It just isn't gonna work because it could have been a Sugar Rush race, and there's so much they could have done. They could have added VR to that as well, and it probably would have been an awesome attraction. But just for having something inside like that, nah, no thanks.
Yeah, I agree with you. Put it somewhere else. Do something more creative with that area.
Yeah, it just doesn't interest me.
Just bring alien encounters back. Make everybody happy.
Yeah. There's another rumor going around that Primeval World at Animal Kingdom is on the chopping block, but in actuality, all of Dinoland is on the chopping block, and they might swap that whole area out for something else, possibly Indiana Jones related or something else. related to the Egyptian timeline, maybe, is things that I have heard.
I mean, I can see them. I think Primeval World's on its last leg because it's been down for how long now? They're doing some type of fix to something or another. I don't know. As much as I would like to see an Indiana Jones themed, yes, it kind of fits in Animal Kingdom, but again, it kind of doesn't.
Right.
So,
but you're talking about you're thinking of Disney of yesteryear. You're not thinking of Disney of 2019.
And a lot of that might be based too on when and if we get the 5th Indiana Jones movie that's supposedly in the works and what it actually does. So I don't know. I mean, I rode the Indy coaster over in Disneyland Paris, which was kind of cool. I would like to be able to get to experience the ride out in Disneyland, which I'm assuming if they did a Indiana Jones, that would basically be copied and brought over.
Right.
It would be interesting to see what they did with the rest of that area, and I'm wondering if they did. I guess you would just stop at Nemo and have to turn around to go back, because you wouldn't be able to walk through there at all if you were, trying to exit that side of the park, would you?
I guess if maybe they'll keep that area around the boneyard available, where you can walk right past the boneyard, so you could do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. That seems to be a rumor that keeps circulating and coming up every so often, and like I said, I'm not sure. I think a lot of it is based on the movie, if it's going to be worth for them to do that overhaul or not.
Right. All right, that's all I got for the rumors this week.
I didn't know you're ending. I've got to pull up the...
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to end it right here, folks. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. See you later. That's going to do it for this week. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Kingdom Strollers. Get your premium stroller and crib rental at kingdomstrollers.com. Let the vacation experts at mousepros.com help plan your next perfect Disney vacation. Don't forget to check out our store at redbubble.com/Tiki Talk Podcast. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Facebook at Enchanted Tiki Talk. Instagram and Twitter is Tiki Talk Podcast. You can leave a message for us on the Tiki hotline, which is 1256 for my Tiki, 256-469-8454. And if you enjoy the show, please take the time to rate us on iTunes.
And you can find me on Twitter at 1 Minute Disney Dream. That's 1MIN Disney Dream, mouseroadvacations.com, and mousepros.com. And you can find Keith at I Am a Loser Baby, so why don't you thrill me?
I'm on Twitter at @GhostDopey, and Instagram is mholly579. We say a special thanks to Steve for the news this week. Make sure you check out Disney Diary for your Disney news. Alan, it's all yours, buddy.
Thanks for listening this week. For Sean and Keith, I'm Alan, and this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
You did it.
Yay. It's like riding a bike.
Yes. If you know how to ride a bike.
Except you don't have to worry about if the seat's on or off.
That's true.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by mousepros.com. Let us plan your perfect Disney vacation. And by kingdomstrollers.com for all your premium stroller and crib rental needs. For all of us here, I'm David Benter. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.